Good day. Today we will discuss about Module 3 in teaching in the specialized field. Teaching in reasoning skills or mathematical reasoning. Reasoning in math is the process of applying logical and critical thinking to a mathematical problem in order to make connection to work out the correct strategy to use and not to use in reaching a solution. Reasoning in math, sometimes seen as the glue that bonds students' mathematical skills together. It's also seen as a bridging the gap between fluency and problem solving, allowing students to use their fluency to accurately carry out problem solving. Reasoning in math promotes these traits because it requires children to use their mathematical vocabulary in reasoning. It requires a lot of active talk. Now we will see the difference between inductive method to deductive method. We will see and we will discuss about the inductive method. Inductive method advocated by Pestalozzi and Francis Bacon. It is based on the process of induction. We first take a few examples and greater than generalization. It is a method of constructing a formula with the help of a sufficient number of concrete examples. Inductive method approach proceed from one particular case to general rules of formula. Inductive approach proceed concrete instance to abstract rules, and it's also known to unknown. An inductive method approach proceed simple to complex. We will see next following steps are used while teaching this method. Letter A, presentation of example. In this step, teacher present many examples of same type and solution of those specific examples are obtained with the help of the student. So, in inductive presentation, in inductive method, the presentation of example will be seen to teacher to give some example that may seen and the solution with a specific example. Number 2 is the observation. After getting the solution, the student observe this and try to reach to some conclusion. Letter C, generalization. After observation, the example presented, the teacher and children decide some common formula, principle, or law by logical mutual discussion. And now, testing and verification. After deciding some formula, principle, or law, children test and verify the law with the help of other examples. In this way, children logically attain the knowledge of inductive method by following above given example. We will see the example number 1, the solution. A to the power of 2 is equivalent to 1. 2 to the power of 2 is equivalent to 4. 3 to the power of 3 is equivalent to 9. And 4 to the power of 4 is equivalent to 16. The general concept: square an odd number is odd and square of an even number is even. General concept: from equation 1 and 2, we get square of an odd number is odd and square of an even number is even. Next, solution. Example number 2. 1. Sum of two odd number is even. 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 3 is 4, 1 plus 5 is 6, and 3 plus 5 is 8. The general concept in the above solution, we conclude that the sum of two odd numbers is even. Example number 3, the law of indices. A to the power of m times n to the power of n is equivalent to a to the power of n plus n. The solution, a to the power of 2 plus a to the power of 3 is equivalent to a times 3, open and close parenthesis, times a times a times a. A to the power of 50. Another example, a to the power of 3 plus a to the power of 4 is equivalent to, open and close parenthesis, a times a times a times a times a times a times a. A is equivalent to 3 plus 4, a to the power of 7. Therefore, a to the power of m times a to the power of n is equivalent to a times a times a times, open and close parenthesis, a times a times a. A to the power of m times a to the power of n is equivalent to a to the power of n plus m. Merits and demerits of inductive method. Merit, it enhances self-confidence. It's also a psychological method. In inductive method, it develops scientific method. Develop the habits of intelligent work. Natural methods of making discoveries, majority of discovery, and it is not burden the mind. Also, inductive methods has a demerit, limited in range and no suitable, time consuming, and last, application is limited. Applicability of inductive method. Inductive approach is most suitable where number 1, rules are to be formulated. If the rules are being formulated, then inductive approach is suitable for this problem. Number 2, definition are being formulated. We will see in the example in solution number 1, number 2, number 3 that it can be formulated. It can be seen the definition of each solution. Number 3, formulae are to be derived. We will see the simple formula in doing inductive method. And number 4, generalization or law are to be arrived at. We will see in inductive formula, in inductive method, it is develop our scientific and psychological method. It is also develop the habits of intelligent work. So that's it for the teachings, reasoning skills, mathematical reasoning, inductive method.